you finish your thing, I'll
Right.
All right, welcome to the regular meeting of the City of Bethlehem Zoning Board. My name is Peter Schneck, and I'll be serving as chairman this evening. Serving tonight along with me are Sharon Wiles-Young, Danielle Joseph, and Lucas Walker. Our zoning officer and tonight's secretary is Mr. Dave Taylor. Our solicitor tonight is attorney Eric Schock, and our stenographer this evening is Moira Evans. At this time, if anybody is going to be speaking in the audience, that's testimony, questions, and or comments, if you can please stand to be sworn in.
Raise your right hands, please. You do swear or affirm that the testimony which you shall give in the matter now before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You do so swear or affirm?
Yes. You know what? Why don't we check? I see there's 2 extra people in the audience, or now a third. If they're going to participate, why don't we swear them in right now? Too?
Yeah, are you two ladies or
You're
Here
with
with them.
with the applicant.
do you plan on speaking at all?
I don't think so, but why don't you just?
Okay, and the same goes for you. You're not going to participate. Okay, because we would just swear at everyone at once and get it out of the way.
I'll swear.
Raise your right hand. You do swear or affirm that the testimony which you shall give in the matter now before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You do so swear or affirm?
I do.
Thank you.
All right.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are 4 voting members of the board here this evening. For everyone's benefit, although I know council knows this, you need a majority. So if the vote were 2-2, yeah, that would actually be a denial. So what the zoning hearing board in the city of Bethlehem has historically done has said, if you are concerned with a 4-member board, they grant continuances so you can return at a later date. But I would ask each applicant when they come to the table to start their case if they can indicate that they're okay with proceeding with 4. But if any of you wants to continue, speak now so we can actually continue it and get you out of here first. Anybody? Okay, so we'll presume we're all good, and then just put on the record that you're proceeding knowing that it's a 4-member board.
All right. The first appeal tonight is 1503 East 6th Street. So if you want to come up to the table. And Mr. Taylor, if you want to read the facts of the case.
1503 East 6th Street, appeal of Jose Placentia for a special exception and dimensional variances. Lot area 2,200 square feet proposed, 6,000 square feet required. Lot area per dwelling 1,100 square feet proposed, 3,000 square feet required. Lot width 22 feet proposed, 60 feet required. Side yard setback 4 feet existing, 12 feet required, and habitable floor area 2,200 square feet existing, 3,000 square feet required. To permit a conversion of an existing single-family semi-detached dwelling to a 2-family semi-detached dwelling, and a parking variance to reduce off-street parking requirements from 4 stalls required to 2 stalls proposed. Sections 1302.40, 1304.01B1, 1306.01A4, 1319.01A1, 1322.030, 1325.06, and 1325.07, and all associated variances, special exceptions, and interpretations.
And before we proceed with testimony, can you confirm when the property was posted?
It's right there. Yeah. Well, you took it. Oh, where's my paper? Oh, it's over there on the floor. I dropped it.
Thank you.
So we picked up the posting on the 15th, and we posted on the 15th.
Okay.
And also confirm you're okay with the 4-member.
We are. This is
Yes,
Steve
we are.
Gutsusian. I'm the attorney for the applicant, and we're fine moving forward with 4 members. Thank you.
And then one more question before you get started, directed to council and to the zoning officer. I saw in the narrative that there was a request for a special exception for the parking. And then did this just say a variance for the parking?
In reviewing the application came in while I was not in the office.
Okay.
When I went back to review it, I identified what I felt was a lot of other relief that was needed or additional relief. I communicated with Mr. Godosian.
Good Susan, but yes, good try.
Gudosian. Apologies.
Not a,
Steve
Oh,
G will just
yeah,
go
Steve
with.
G, okay.
So,
And there is an email attached to the back of the application from the attorney revising the request to match what was
to
advertised.
match what's ad. Okay, so we
Yes.
straight, yeah, I saw the exchange. I wanted to make sure. So the ad is correct with what the.
that is
proposed
correct.
relief-
Yes.
Perfect.
As outlined by the zoning officer, he was kind enough to outline some of the issues he saw, and then we got it all matched up
Perfect.
from a standard of what we're doing. Although I certainly agree with what the zoning officer said, what's in essence happening is this is an old property that improperly was used as a 4-unit. And what my client is proposing is to use it as a 2-unit. You will hear from him. He's not changing the outside whatsoever. He's making it nicer. And because of the fact that it's an old property and where it is, and now it's a 2-unit, we have to meet all these requirements, many of them being the setback requirements and so on, which we can't meet anyway because the property has been the way it's been. With that, I'd like to call my witness, but I have a series of exhibits that if I can provide, and might make our night go a little faster.
If you have enough, I don't have enough.
I think I have them digitally.
You can share. Oh, okay.
that's okay. We'll share on our side.
Okay.
May I proceed?
You may proceed with your testimony.
Sir, could you state your name, please, and try to speak loudly and slowly if you can?
Okay, my name is Jose Plasencia, and I live at 1026 Lisa Lane in Easton.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to speak up. Speak up a little louder.
Jose Plasencia, and I live at 1026 Lisa Lane in Easton.
And are you the owner of the property at 1503 East 6th Street in Bethlehem?
Yes,
Did you recently purchase the property?
yes,
Is in the exhibit list that's provided before you, I show you what's been marked as Exhibit 1, which is the deed. Is that a copy of the deed where you purchased the property in 2025?
yes,
And you purchased it in your own name, correct?
yes,
Before you purchased the property, did you have a chance to inspect it? Did you look at it?
yes,
And based on what you saw, did it appear to be that it was a 4-unit property,
yes,
meaning 4 different sets of people live there?
yes,
Was there an inspection report provided by the city of Bethlehem?
yes,
And is that inspection report identified as exhibit number 3 on the list?
yes, that's the inspection.
And did the inspection report also indicate that it appeared that there were had evidence that there were various individuals living there?
Yes,
For the purposes of creating a record, this property has been, to the best of your knowledge, in existence for an extended period of time, correct? It's an old property.
yes,
And based on the tax records, which are referenced in exhibit number 2, if you look at the top, it indicates that year built of 1916, correct?
yes,
I realize, and you're not suggesting you know from personal knowledge, you weren't around in 1916 to show this, but you know that this is a property that's been there for an extended period of time, correct?
yes.
As part of the process, what are you asking, in your own terms, what are you asking to do with the property?
Well, all I'm asking is to have that property converted into a 2-unit and no modifications at all on the outside.
Okay, we'll get to that. So you want to make it a 2-unit.
Mhm.
And is the idea, there's 4 levels, correct? There's a, working away from bottom to top, there's a basement, first floor, second floor, and attic, correct?
Yes,
And your plan is to utilize the basement and the first floor as 1 unit,
yes,
and the second floor and the attic as a second unit.
yes,
Based on what you saw of the prior use compared to what you're trying to do now, This is a less intensive use, correct?
Correct.
And you have a series of site plans which you've marked, and we have your architect here today also, but the site plans have been marked as Exhibit 4, correct?
Yes.
With regard to showing what the property looks like from a general standpoint, we have a Google Map photograph of Exhibit 5, which is Exhibit 5. And by the way, if I could take a step back, the site plans show, among other things, what it is you're trying to build, correct? What you plan on doing.
Yes.
And are you planning on making the property nicer than it is now?
Yes.
Looking at the Google Map or Google Earth overhead photograph, paragraph 5, or Exhibit 5, there's a red dot. Does that show where the property is?
Yes.
And does the property right now have a parking bay in the back or parking spaces in the back?
2. Yes. 2.
And you know that if you want to use it as a 2-family unit, you need 4 spaces.
Yes.
And that's one of the things you're asking for.
Yes.
One of the things in my introductory remarks was what you're going to change regarding the property, or specifically what you're not going to change about the property. You heard that, correct?
Yeah.
And I want to show you the photographs that we have marked as Exhibit 6. The first one is the front of the house. Are you planning on changing the front of the house at all?
No.
Second one is the back of the house. Can you show us, are you changing the back of the house at all?
No, other than repairing. No.
And repair, you mean making it nicer, like cleaning
Nicer,
it up,
yes.
correct? And does the second photograph show the 2 parking spaces, 1 car and then a separate space?
Yes.
When you had a chance to look at the property, were there already multiple electrical meters set up?
Yes.
And if I show you what's been marked as 6C, the electrical meters, what does that show?
Well, it shows this, for me, multiple apartments, and then each one has a different meter. So 3 meters, 1 for the owner, 1 for each apartment.
And you didn't put the meters in.
No,
When you purchased it, these
It
3
was-
meters existed.
they would exist. Yeah.
In addition, there are 2 separate water heaters, correct?
Yes.
And is that Exhibit 6D?
Yes.
So there's 2 different pictures of 2 different water heaters.
Correct.
And that's how it was set up,
Yes.
meaning you did not put that in.
No.
You also indicated that it appeared to you that there were 4 units being involved. And did each floor have a separate kitchen and bathroom?
Yes. Each floor has had a separate kitchen and bathroom.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked as 6F. Is that a picture of the first floor kitchen?
Yes.
And then the next one, is that a picture of the first floor bathroom?
Yes.
Then going in order, following along, is the next one, which is 6H, the second floor kitchen.
Yes.
And it had a separate, so it had a full kitchen unit on the second floor.
On the second floor. Yes.
And the second floor also had its own bathroom.
Yes.
And then in the attic, there was an area which had a kitchen, which is torn out
Yes.
as well.
Put
as
on the side. Yeah. They
or put on the side,
yeah.
exactly. And then a bathroom, correct?
Yes.
When you say put on the side, when you purchased the property, by the way, you took these photos, correct?
Yes.
And you took these photos before you purchased the property.
Yes.
When you said put on the side, the next picture shows the kitchen that had been removed, meaning it was no longer there, but it was still in the property on that same
Yes.
floor.
On the same floor.
Somebody had just disassembled it.
Yes. Same in the basement.
And then the same with the basement, exactly, is the next question. Is the basement had its own area for a kitchen and a bathroom?
Yes.
As indicated, what you want to do is you want to make it a 2-unit, correct?
Yes.
And you don't want to change the outside. And because, however, you understand that the fact that you are making it a 2-unit, you now have to ask the zoning hearing board for relief for setback requirements and otherwise, all that was outlined by the zoning officer.
Yes.
You know that one of the issues in any city is an issue of parking.
I understand.
And when you've been at that property, in your own experience, have you seen a parking issue at that neighborhood?
Never.
Is there always off-street parking?
Yes.
When did I ask you to take a series of photographs about the various parking areas?
Yes.
Okay, and did you do that?
Yes.
What did you do? Explain to the members of the board what you did so they can have a flavor as to how you took these pictures.
Yes. So I went down yesterday a couple of times on different times, 2.5 hours different. And I took pictures like 5:30 and all the I could see that you could see the property and all the streets, the corner streets. Then I did it at 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then I did it at 10:30. And all the time there was parking, and they all look kind of similar or the same.
Based on the neighborhood, is there something unique about the area that allows it to have more parking? Specifically, is it on two different streets? It's almost a corner property.
Yeah, it's yeah,
So
it's
you-
like a corner. Yeah.
It's not exactly on the corner
Mhm.
because it's a double, but
Yeah.
the two combined are.
Yes,
corner.
yeah, it's on the corner. Yes, and there's always parking there.
And although we understand and we're not suggesting that whatever the neighbor has done is controlling, is the adjoining property, meaning the one that's attached to this one, is that an existing 2-unit?
It is.
And is that, they only have one parking space on the property,
They
correct?
only have one. Yes,
So what you're proposing is to make yours a 2-unit, but you already have 2 parking spaces.
that I have two. Yes.
And with regard to the pictures, were there always ample parking, meaning available parking based on whatever time you took these pictures on?
Yes.
And is Exhibit 7 a series of those photographs? Yes?
Yes.
And you,
Different times.
yep, so your representation before the zoning hearing board is you've never had a parking problem there, correct?
No.
And even when you took pictures, it always showed ample parking.
Always. Yes.
With regard to the variance requests, we talked about a little bit about how the property is undersized, meaning because of what you want to do, you don't meet all the requirements.
Yes.
And you didn't create that problem. The
No.
building's been there for many, many years.
Yes.
Your proposed request is less intensive than what it used to be.
Yeah.
The variance, if the board grants your variance, it's not going to change the neighborhood in any way, is it?
No.
In fact, you're hopeful that it's going to make the neighborhood better because you're making this nicer
Nicer.
and less intensive.
Yes.
And you're based on your position, this is essentially the minimum variance you're asking for to be able to do what you want with the property.
Yes.
With regard to the plans itself, which was Exhibit 4, you indicated that it was going to be a 2-unit, but your architect is here to explain that if we need to in greater detail, correct?
Yes.
Very well. I have no further questions at this witness.
So when you had showed the 4 different levels with kitchens and bathrooms, do you think they were 4 different units that people lived in before? Is that all on the one side?
Yes. They when they put it on the for they didn't show everything, but when you go in and see the property, it had the 4 apartments basically with kitchens, bathrooms, and everything. By the time I got to do the closing, then they had removed the kitchens and the I don't know if it was for inspection purposes or because the city went and did the inspection. So
Are there 4 different entrances?
for each apartment, yes. For each
It's 4 ways to get into that same building there.
well, no, there's the front entrance. You get to the first floor
Mhm.
and the second floor and third floor, and the basement. You can access the basement from the first floor, but there's also a back entrance for a separate entrance for the basement for the back.
So if you were to do this, where's the entrance for the second unit going to be?
That's
Pardon me.
something.
I mean, he's more than welcome to answer that the best he can. We also
Mhm.
have our architect answer that better. But
Okay.
go ahead and do your take a shot at it.
So we from the first, open the door to get to the first floor.
Mhm.
The right side, first floor door, and then there's going to be a door that's going to have like privacy for the second floor and third floor as they're going to be one unit. So when you go up on the steps and stairway, go to the second floor, and from there you can get to the third floor.
Okay. And then who's the parking lot in the back? Is that your parking lot? Like
My
when you say
parking lot.
that there's 2 spaces,
Two
so
spaces
you
right
have
now.
2 spaces in the parking lot and then also the spots out front
Yes.
just as regular street parking.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you for all the pictures of the parking. Now, on the side where you have your 2 spaces on that area, can you park on both sides of that street?
No, that's an alley in the back. That's the back of the house.
So
That's the
okay.
alley.
So it's only one side parking
And this,
along the house there.
yeah, there's the front of the property that you can park, and then there's the right side because, yeah, of course, it's like he was saying, it's I say that what they um 2 units together. But the corners, the other side, it's also available all the time.
Yeah, along there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know if any of the other surrounding properties, other than your next door neighbor, are similar setup like these 2 units and a twin?
Yes, I know the other units that are other
The-
houses that have.
in that area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not sure if that's legal. I mean, legally through the city, they went through the process or anything like that, but I know that, yeah.
And Mr. Taylor, do you know if the one next door is?
I do not know personally.
I
Um,
spoke to the owner of next door, and she confirmed with me that it's a legal multi-unit. And that's when I asked her, like, how do you? And then she said that she only have one parking space. And I was just confirming with her before I came to the meeting, but I have spoken to her before.
And it would be my assumption that this 4-unit building had multiple upgrades to it. It looks like in your inspection reports, it's like illegally converted to a 4-unit building, which means they probably didn't pull, or they did not pull permits. I just want you to know or be aware, and your architect can speak on this probably, that
Yes.
there might be additional upgrades that you'll have to pay for to make it a legal 2-unit apartment.
Yes, I understand that. Yes.
I just have one other clarification. We saw the 3 meters you had out there, and there were 4 apartments. So how does that?
I
But-
don't know how the previous owner was
Okay.
working with that. Same with that water heaters. Like he only had 2, but then he had 4 apartments. So I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Just clarifications. So Exhibit 5 is the aerial that shows parking.
Yes.
Is the parking behind this unit, the 2 spaces?
Yes.
Okay,
So if I may, it might help.
yeah.
If you're looking at Exhibit 5,
Mm-hmm,
you see the orange dot, which indicates the parcel.
right.
If you're looking up the photograph, there's a white area,
Mm-hmm.
and that white area,
There's
then
another gray.
there's a gray area, and it's the gray area that's the 2 parking spaces. Which,
No.
Oh, it's the white area.
No, it's the see the white, gray, and then this part.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's after the gray area. So it goes white, gray, and then the parking area. And that parking area is shown in one of the other photographs we provided.
So it goes white, gray, and then that tannish looking
That
one is the
tannish look,
parking. Okay.
yes.
Couldn't figure out which was the parking.
Yeah.
Oh, fair question, and I got it wrong myself.
Okay, so tan is parking. And then you said today, before your plan, the entrance to apartment, first floor apartment, second floor, and apartment attic is all through the front on the first floor.
That's the way it was before, but we are
Okay.
making changes.
Would someone have to walk through the apartment on the first floor, or was it already divided off with separate entrances, even though they all start on the first floor?
They all start on the first floor, but they have separate entrances.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're not walking through someone else's apartment.
No.
Got it. Okay.
The way the guy had it was 4 units, so each unit had a separate entrance.
Although the attic still
Wait.
started on the first floor, you just walked up 2 flights
Yes.
of stairs. I
Yes.
presume.
Mhm.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
If I could have one follow-up, if that's okay. In response to the solicitor's question, the attorney who just asked you that question, if you didn't know any better and you walked into that apartment before you bought it, walked in that building, did it look like it was a 4-unit building?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it looked like each unit would have its own separate door and its own separate entrance, and to the best of your knowledge, at least broken off utilities, not necessarily 4 utilities, but at least some utilities broken off.
Broken off into 2. Yes, I guess so.
And you understand that, and you're not suggesting that, I'm sorry, you understand that based on the report, they did this improperly. You're trying to do this the right way.
Of course.
Thank you.
Any other questions for this? Are you having your architects?
I
do-
am, if,
okay.
unless, I know you have an agenda, so if you're comfortable making a decision without the architect, I can not call him, but I'd like to,
Oh,
you'd like to hear from him? I'm happy to call him.
yeah, I think.
Okay,
yeah,
absolutely.
We have a couple
Okay,
questions.
could I ask you guys to switch? Just have a seat back. Could you state your name, sir?
Brian Scott Adams.
And how are you employed, sir?
I am the owner of Alliance Architecture.
And could you tell us very briefly about your background?
Sure. I graduated from Temple University with a Bachelor of Architecture in 1988. Got licensed in Pennsylvania in 1993.
Okay. And have you been a practice? How long have you been practicing in the field of architecture?
Over 30 years.
And you've testified before various boards and various other entities in the past?
Yes.
You've submitted plans to the city about them in the past?
Yes.
You're familiar with this project?
Yes.
And are you the architect for the project?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you heard the testimony of the applicant about what the property looked like, correct?
Yes.
And was that consistent with what you had seen before with regard to the property?
Yes, correct.
With regard to the plans moving forward, did you draft a series of plans?
Yes. The schematics. We haven't gotten into the construction documents yet. But
And are those schematics what's been identified as Exhibit 4 and was also part of what was provided? Got it for you.
Yes, the first one is a site plan.
Okay.
And the second is the proposed demolition.
And by the way,
Plans?
if I may, when you say second, is that the one that in the right-hand corner says A201?
Correct.
Okay.
And then the third one is A211, which is the proposed modifications to convert it into a 2-unit.
And did you bring larger sections or larger versions of these, if necessary, in hard copy?
Yes.
But I believe everybody has them on your screens,
I think, is this it?
or you have the hard copies? Does anybody need the hard copies is my question.
No, I think we're good.
Okay, very good. Then in anticipation of some of the zoning hearing board members' questions, can you explain what the plan is with regard to the property?
Sure. So the plan is to make 2 tenant spaces. The first being comprised of the basement and the first floor. The second unit would be, as you enter the front door, you would go up the stairwell to an entry point to get to the second floor apartment. And the plan is to reverse the current stair, because currently when you go up the stair, there's a door to your right to get to the second floor apartment. And then there's a door on that landing that goes up to the attic space. So the attic space and the second floor currently have 2 different entrances to it. So it's not really the apartments aren't contiguous with each other. So the plan is to change the stair so that the stair would now be on the second floor to go up to the third floor, so that a tenant would not have to go out into the public space to go up to their living space on the attic.
From the outside world, looking at it from the street, are the plans going to affect how the outside of the property looks in any way?
No, currently there's no plans for any kind of improvements on the outside.
In your estimation, in your background and so on, is this an improvement based on what the property is currently utilized as? Will it be
Yeah.
nicer?
Yes, I would say so.
Will it be a better use?
Yes.
Will it be a less intensive use? Than 4
y-
units.
Yeah, right.
From your own personal experience, have you parked at the property?
Yes, I went to survey probably 3 times we were there. And we had no issue doing on-street parking. The parking around the back was available, but we parked in the front to go in the front door.
And could you explain to the members of the zoning hearing board, although they see the pictures, is there parking on essentially 2 streets very close to the property?
Correct. Yeah, it's on 6th, and I forget what the cross street is, but there's along the other half of the double, that whole street has no housing facing it, so it's really a lot of parking on that street.
Very good. I don't have anything further unless anybody, of course, the zoning members do.
Honestly, it didn't even click until you said that you didn't park in the back. So the back door, what does that provide access to?
From the back parking pad that has the 2 spots, there's a door that leads to the basement, and then there's also a set of steps that go up to a deck, and that deck then goes into the first floor apartment.
Okay, so there's easy access into one of these apartments, because really my first thought was like, no one's going to park back there, right? Because it's easier to just go in the front door.
Right.
And
yeah.
like, I do think that is a difference. Like, you have 2 parking spots back there. It's like, all right, it's a little bit easier to swallow that you're not having 4 slots. So those doors are still staying.
Yes.
Like, that access point is still staying, right?
Correct. I don't. You had a picture of the back.
Yes.
Of the.
Yeah, we just
I
had
could
it up.
direct you to which one that is if you. You probably can see the.
So if we're looking at Exhibit 6B, the back, which is identified as back of house showing parking.
Right. So where that car is, that's probably, the car is probably parked on the right side of the current concrete pad. And then the door that's shown in the middle there, that goes to the basement.
Mhm.
And then you'll see to the right of that photo, some stairs, and that stair goes up to the right and then turns towards the front of the house, and then would be on that deck. And then that you can just barely see on the deck, but there's a door all the way to the left
Mhm.
that would enter into the first floor.
Okay. And that remains just to be access point of that first floor apartment then, right?
Correct.
There's no like plans of somehow getting that up to the top floor.
No.
Okay. All right. I think that's all I have. Thank you.
They can cut around the left though to go to the front of the house, right? Where that grass is.
I'm sorry. Say that-
They can cut around the left
Yeah,
to
there's
go to
an
the front of the
alleyway-
house.
There's an alleyway there that they can get to the front.
Is there a walkway there or is it just grass?
I believe it's concrete there. I don't know if I can tell from the photo, but I'm pretty sure it was concrete walk along the side of the house. That's concrete there. Yeah.
Like kind of where he has it. Oh, I guess we don't.
Doesn't
have
look like concrete.
I was gonna say you can look at what we're
Yeah.
looking at.
Yeah. Is that grass or is that just concrete?
There's no grass because I cut it, but
Oh.
but yeah, it was grass. But
Oh, it was grass? Okay.
It's a way to walk to the back of the house. Yeah.
Okay.
So for clarity purposes, for record purposes, there's a ability to get from the back of the property where the parking spaces are to the front of the property.
Correct.
And you could do that by accessing a space in between a fence and the actual house.
Yes.
So you can remain on the property in question and get to the front and the back,
Yes.
or the back to the front for that matter.
But right now that's grass, but
Yes.
there's also a sidewalk along.
Well, there's a sidewalk on the front of the house, and then there's a little bit of concrete at the back by the parking pad. But the connection between the 2 pads would be a grass area that you could walk on.
So the first floor and basement has 2 access, and then how about the second living unit from the second floor to the attic? Does that their egress just from the front?
Their entrance is just from the front.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, anybody else? Anybody in the audience with any questions? Comments? Any closing statements?
No, we just make sure that we introduce our exhibits and evidence.
They're admitted.
Thank you. And as if you heard, my client is trying to do the right thing. He inherited a situation he inherited, and he's trying to make it better.
Can I have one clarification between Mr. Taylor and Mr. Kazushi? If this were occupied by one family, instead of making it 2 units to the 4 units it was, which of the regulations would apply in the RT? In other words, what are the dimensional requirements if one family moved in here instead of turning it into 2 units?
It would be a single family semi-attached.
Single family semi-attached. Okay. And then since they want to do 2 units, what of these are the ones that
It becomes a two-family semi-attached.
2 family?
Multifamily.
Or is there semi-detached or semi-attached?
2 family semi-detached.
It's used, the ordinance uses it.
Okay. That's what confused me because here it says the lot width is 120. But is it you then parsing out 60 to one side, 60 to the other?
Correct. That is
Okay.
how the planning bureau
Looks at,
views
okay,
that.
that's what I wanted to clarify because it didn't match up with any of the choices that were here. And I assume that's what it was. What it was is that this is only half of that lot, half of what would be the lot width.
Right. We assign those numbers as if you were building a brand new, it was a vacant piece of land and you were putting a 4-unit with a lot line down the middle of it. And so you would be starting out with the 120 and get down to the 60 for each side.
Okay. All right. That's all I had.
All right, at this time, we'll go off the record.
Phones are back up. Or coming back up.
And make it subject to the condition. Be done. As testimony.
At this time, we're going back on the record. And if I can have a motion from the member of the board.
Sure. I'd like to motion to grant the relief as requested.
I'll second.
And is that subject to the condition that it be developed in accordance with the plans that were presented?
Correct. Yes.
Second as amended.
Mr. Schneck,
Yes.
Ms. Wiles Young,
Yes.
Ms. Joseph,
Yes.
Mr. Wolk.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just before, maybe you can articulate one of our concerns just before you go so you can get a proper education.
Yeah, I mean, the one concern the board did have is that inspection report obviously showed it was a single family home and that it was illegal, and he went ahead and purchased it anyway. But they found you credible that you didn't quite understand the import of that. So okay, yeah, we were wondering why. Ah,
So I said, I'm not doing a closing until I get an inspection. So you see, because that's what I wanted.
I wonder why you didn't want to do the inspection.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
For being honest about that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. The next appeal is 2955 Linden Street.
2955 Linden Street, appeal of Linden Street Storage LLC for a dimensional variance to reduce the required width of on-site traffic lane, 24 feet required, 20 feet proposed. Section 1319.03A4, 1325.06, and all associated variances, special exceptions, and interpretations.
All right. And before we get started, can you confirm when the property was posted?
It was posted on July 10th.
All right. You may proceed with testimony.
Hello, my name's Justin Massey. I'm the engineer for the project. And I'm going to ask the owner some questions. We are here before you for a dimensional variance. Could you please state your name and who you are?
Yep. My name is Byron Anstein. My company is Storage First, but I'm the managing member of Linden Street Storage LLC. We are the equitable owners of the property right now.
Okay. And what are you planning on doing with the property?
Yeah, so we're taking the existing parking lot, which has always been parking there, and converted it, making it to self-storage, which we have a conditional approval from the Planning Commission for that.
Okay. And we submitted 2 exhibits with the application. One is a overall view of the property. I guess, can we refer to that as Exhibit 1? And then a blow up of the specific area that we're dealing with. Refer to that as Exhibit 2. The self-storage facility has one driveway entrance to the property. Is it in the location of the existing driveway entrance to the parking lot?
It is.
Is it bounded on either side by features that cannot be moved?
Yeah, so you have on the north side there, the daycare with their sidewalk, as well as the bank entrance with their drive-through, the way the curb comes, and which then just leaves the entrance to the parcel of the parking lot.
You know, can we take a pause for 1 second? Because I want to discuss something with the board about
Yes.
this, okay? Can we go off the record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this time, we're going to go off the record.
Phones are back, coming back up.
All right, we'll go back on the record.
May it please the board, Attorney Santonasto here on behalf of the applicant regarding 2955 Linden Street. The applicant is Linden Street Storage LLC, and the engineer, Justin Massey, is to my right, and the principal is behind me, Byron. Thank you. All right. Was the site plan that was attached to the application was marked as Exhibit 1. And I'd like to call my first witness. Well, did we go through the posting? No.
Yes.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we
Okay.
did.
Okay.
Posting's done.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
so just go on to.
And we
the-
consent on the record to having 4 board members.
Thank you.
I'd like to call Justin Massey. Justin, could you tell the board your name and your position and role in this application?
Sure. Justin Massey, I'm the civil engineer. We prepared the plans for the developer.
So when I look at exhibit number 1, the first thing I notice is this is at the southwest corner of Makeda and Linden Street, correct?
Correct.
And currently in that subdivision, there is a early childhood education center,
Correct.
and that's the building kind of right in the middle. That's basically a square.
Yes.
Okay. And then to the right, we have a bank in the lower right-hand corner of the development.
Correct.
Okay. And then in between those, there's currently a parking lot.
Correct.
All right. Now, that parking lot was developed as a separate condominium unit when this commercial condominium was developed, correct?
Correct.
So there's a separate deed for this parcel. It was never part of any other parcel to provide current parking.
Correct.
And to your knowledge, the previous owner of the Early Education Learning Center had a restaurant there,
Correct.
and he purchased this parcel to provide additional parking because the parking requirement was higher for a restaurant than it is now for an early education center.
Correct.
Okay. So without the need for that additional parking, he's decided to sell this parcel.
Correct.
And the plan that's before us in greater detail has been approved conditionally for storage.
Correct.
Okay. And when you designed the entry and exit to this parcel, tell the board the issue you ran into.
Okay. So the existing driveway is located in the northeast corner of where we're putting the storage. As it's a storage unit, it needs to be secured. So the developer is placing a gate there. The way this gate works, it actually lifts. So it's the entire gate rotates up.
And when you say that, and the driveway entering here, could maybe Mr. Taylor, could we go to Exhibit 1, the site plan?
got it.
He's got the gate there.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Yep, you were just there.
That's Exhibit 2, the blow-ups too. Yes.
Right there, perfect. So could you kind of identify for the board where that gate is?
Correct. So if you look at the entrance,
Perfect.
yes, the gate is right there, and you see the rectangular box that the hand is over right now. That's where the box would be that holds the motor to rotate the gate up. And on the opposite side, there's a square, a little rectangle there. Yep. And that is the housing where the gate basically is affixed on the other side before it rotates up and then
It's a
comes
locking
down.
mechanism, I guess.
Correct.
And do you actually technically have 24 feet if you remove the motor that controls the gate to secure the property?
We do.
Okay. It's only when you install the gate with that motor that you have this issue of only having 20 feet instead of 24.
Correct.
Okay. And could you tell us a little bit about the traffic flow of this entry point and exit point?
Sure. So because it's gated, it can only be opened by being triggered by the control from one side or the other. Therefore, it's only going to have one-way traffic. We've done studies. It at most will have like 15 trips a day. But it can only be activated by the one side or the other, and therefore the entire flow is one way. We also met with the fire department on this, and per the city review, they made us add the note that the fire chief wanted at least an 18-foot clear area for fire access through there, and we're providing more than that 18 feet. But he had no objections to the design as it was shown.
Okay. And just to be clear here about traffic coordination through the internal driveways, if we take exactly, Mr. Taylor, right where you are with the cursor, there's an arrow there.
Correct.
This is one-way traffic.
One-way traffic.
Okay. So you pull in to the right of that arrow, and you go straight across the top of that self-storage building, 40 by 120, and basically make a circle around that building. And then as you return towards your point of entry, that's where you would have to, have your sensor or remote trigger the gate again.
Exactly.
Okay. And I'm guessing there's signage there to indicate, I see no parking fire lane at the top, and there'll be actual markers on the ground to show that it's one way so people aren't running into each other.
Correct.
Okay. And just to be clear, the entirety of this entrance is within the development. This is a 100% internal driveway, no public access unless you are coming specifically to this self-storage facility.
Correct.
And just so the board, if they want to get a little technical, could I mark this? This is a cut sheet for the actual gate itself. So, well, can you identify this? I'm marking as
Sure.
number 3.
Yes, that's a cut
Okay.
sheet for the gate that is to be used, and you can see the box-like structure on the left-hand side of the area in red.
I'm going to circle that.
Yes, that's the that's where the motor is. That's where the ballast is, and then the gate is the picketed gate. It extends 20 feet across, and then it rotates up, and then rotates back down.
And so the actual relief necessary this evening is actually a dimensional variance, I'm guessing. Yep. So would it be economically feasible to reroute the concrete sidewalk to the northwest of the driveway entrance to create the appropriate amount of width?
No, it's not possible.
It's not possible at all. Forget about economics.
Correct.
It physically can't be rerouted.
Correct.
Okay. And the concrete sidewalk, again, to the right, that also can't be rerouted?
Correct.
Okay. And frankly, you're almost right on the boundary line for the entire development, so there's not much space to move in any direction.
Correct. We're locked in.
Okay. Do you feel that as an engineer, this is the minimum amount of variance necessary to accomplish orderly entry and exit from the property?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously, this was the situation in terms of the dimensions of the lot and the internal drives. That was created decades before, correct?
Long ago,
Okay.
when the site was originally developed.
So your client had nothing to do with creating this
No.
this issue, this bottleneck, if you will, potential bottleneck. And frankly, by reducing entry and exit to one vehicle, it probably improves the flow of vehicles, reducing the likelihood of accidents or harm to people entering and exiting.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Massey. I have no further questions at this time.
Any questions from the board?
Oops,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no.
You go first.
So this I like that phrase, the potential bottleneck. So when you say it's a flow of traffic, I feel like, and it might have just been that I misunderstood, there's only one vehicle that's allowed into that. Like, so like if I'm putting my storage stuff away, can another vehicle get in and around me while I'm already in there?
It can, but the gate goes up for one vehicle, then it comes back down, and then another vehicle would come and they could activate the gate for them to come in as well. So multiple vehicles could be within at any one time, but they have to follow the one-way traffic pattern.
Gotcha. And is there enough? I literally don't know the size of box trucks and things like that. When it says that 18.67 foot clearance, is that enough space for?
Yes, the city actually had us do turning templates for tractor trailer trucks through there, even though we don't
Yeah.
intend to do that. But it works for that as well.
Okay. That was my only concern, is that I drive by storage units all the time. I don't feel like they're super busy, so I don't have a ton of concern, but that a box truck comes in, someone's trying to leave, and then you have a box truck trying to back up right by a bank and a place that people are picking their kids up. Like, there's a little concern about that, but if there's enough space, I would imagine you guys kind of said that you did the.
Just to note, one of the conditions of our approval in the land development was that we aren't allowed to bring tractor trailer vehicles into here. So that is part of what he writes into his lease agreements.
That's not the same as a box truck, though, right? Like,
No, the box
that's
trucks,
different.
it really has really, like, I'm just saying they put a limit on the size, but the box trucks have no problem whatsoever going through.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'd like to follow up on that. When you mentioned the site with the daycare, can you tell us where the drop off and pickup is for the daycare?
So the daycare, the drop up, they basically park right there in front of the daycare. And then, parents leave, they're dropping off and picking up right there along the front.
So if we look at number one, we see the entryway to the early education center kind of in the middle of that building, right? Exactly where Mr. Taylor has the cursor.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
So you're entering through like where people would come in to go to Walgreens, and then they make a left at the learning center.
Well, yes. There's two entrances. There's one off of Linden, and there's also one off of Makata. But
yeah.
But there's only one entrance to the facility. That's
correct.
okay.
Correct. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
internal. But there's two entrances to get
To
into
the parking. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So, kind of explain, I guess let's say that the right of way, if someone's coming around the loop to get out and someone's going to be entering in, are you open to have signage saying that the person coming in has the right of way? Because I don't want them backing up.
Yeah, that would be.
Or like, can you explain the signage that you're going to
we'd have no objection, I don't think, to adding signage that says that.
Do you plan on any signage right now? Or is it?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be signs there, especially the arrows in the ground. There'll be other signage, and then I don't know the best way to describe it, but just sort of accustomed the way you see traffic flow in a storage facility like that. If you see a car coming, the other person does wait. I mean, it'd be pretty aggressive for the other vehicle trying to exit, wanting to try to push through. So,
yeah.
Just so you know,
You haven't driven around here lately, I feel like, then, my friend.
So you enter, you go to a keypad. Each particular tenant has their own access code to go in, but then what is called a free exit loop to leave. So when you pull up, it will sense your vehicle and then open up for you to enter the facility. So as long as you get close enough, it will open up. So I think, in my opinion, if you pull up like you're going to enter, somebody who was going to leave would most likely wait for them to enter their code through, and then you leave. So there's nothing in your way.
But you're open to having signage that.
I'm not going to not say.
And it looks like, I'm assuming the entire site is fenced in,
Yes.
and then inclusive of all the mechanical parts of that operating gate. Like no little kids are gonna
That
run over there and
itself, yeah. So there's certain protections you have to have with the gate, and then actual motor of that is in a locked cabinet.
it's locked. Okay.
It appears the motor itself is actually within the fencing.
And it's just outside the
Okay.
motor itself. It actually faces out near the parking lot. So, but like I said, it's in a locked cabinet.
On the bank side, though, not on the right.
And you said you would have the 24 feet, but your plan has 20. Is that because you're putting in new curbing to tie in?
It's actually because of we're putting new curbing in, but it's really because of that box. That box takes up the space. So we are putting in new curbing and we're getting rid of some additional, some existing pavement that's there at the entrance. Yeah.
And have you designed other storage facilities like similar to this? Well, I guess typically this would be a typical setup. In your opinion, this would be a typical setup of a storage facility gate.
Yes. He's shown me several other of his facilities and they are set
Where
up.
it's like one lane in.
Yes.
I mean, I actually think that's what I'm used to. To your point, it's a little bit more secure that way.
Yeah.
Is there any like stop sign or anything like where we see this like PR curb and bollard? Like, is there like like, would you be open to actually putting like a stop sign and like, please check for traffic? Because that's like my only concern is that you have a daycare right behind you. And like, just as you're exiting something, a stop, please check for incoming traffic.
Where is that?
So I'm looking on the right-hand side where it says like bollard, there's the 4 PR curbs somewhere like where this self-storage 20 foot by 50 foot, somewhere close to the exit on this last roundabout turn that we're saying.
Yeah.
So for the exiting vehicle.
Yeah, for the exiting vehicle, that's just a stop. Please check for oncoming traffic because I feel like, I mean, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, before you leave, because I'd be less concerned about someone in there backing up than someone in a big box truck getting there and being like, no, come on. Like, or something that like entering vehicle has the right of way because there's a daycare and I just don't trust drivers in box trucks, truthfully. So.
And just to confirm, maybe if you could enlarge it, the location, I just want to make sure we're clear, is in between, like, call it the sidewalk and the entry keypad, like somewhere around there. Is that where you're?
I would actually say, I mean, I'm not the engineer, so I think it would have to be figured out. But my thought process would be like as you're coming towards the gate. So somewhere around, David, can you move to the left, your little mouse, like where it says 2 foot taper, TYP? Somewhere around there so that there is a clear visibility for cars that are exiting to say, you got to stop and you got to check and make sure, especially if it's an automatic, like you're saying it's an automatic like exit, like it does, it gives me a little bit of hesitation that a car is like, I'm just driving and then someone's getting into that little traffic jam and then a car is backing up. So like, I would like that in there if the rest of my board, agrees, our board, it's not my board, but if the rest of the board agrees, just as I think it could be simple, but just stop, please check for incoming traffic or incoming traffic has the right of way. And I think it solves some of that problems just with a daycare behind you. So
Our board, I think we're a team.
yeah, it's our board. If you guys are good, so.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any comments from anybody? Oh, wait, have you been sworn in?
No, they weren't. They chose not to.
Can you please stand and be sworn in?
Wait, I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? You do swear or affirm the testimony which you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Can I have your name, please?
Right, Emery.
Thank you.
I was just wondering how many storage units are you planning on putting in?
It's approximately 85 units with, it's 9,775 square feet total.
Sounds like enough.
I think, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this was already answered, but there's no other way to like make a road on this side so people can come in and avoid the daycare altogether. Okay.
Property's landlocked on every other side, correct?
Got it.
Correct.
And the only variance you're requesting is the lane.
Is the dimension for 20-foot lane instead of 24-foot, correct?
All right. Any other comments, questions? All right. Any other closing comments?
No, nothing in closing. Just, could I just go, could I speak with the client just for a second?
Yep.
Sure.
That's there. This is 20.
That's already extra?
No, that's the clear
Yeah, no, I
to
get
because
that.
we're putting that little obstruction
Right,
away.
right.
20 feet is from there to there.
So, but the way the thing, I don't want them coming back.
Putting anything
Come out
back
and say,
there.
hey, it might be that
Because,
each
like,
direction.
Okay.
There's not
I
like.
guess you can clarify, but the
there.
driveway is
We're
20
gonna
feet
just.
wide. That is what we have.
That's not our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured there was
I
something
know.
off it. I just found out.
Where it's located is.
As long as he's, that's
We're
what he
gonna
has.
go right into, they're gonna follow that wall.
Actually, we got it from the
Road, they're gonna fly right through the parking lot.
Dave was involved.
That's like like you said, that's not.
I was just confirming about the measuring of distances at that point because you have the gate width and you have the 20-foot width and some other figures. So I was just confirming that the city's position is that the correct measurement is the 20-foot width. So the variance is the correct, 4 feet. That's all. But I have nothing further to add. We confirm that. And
All right. I know you just said you confirmed it. What is that 18.67?
So the 18.67 is the clear within the driveway because the fence post is in the driveway as well. So it has a clear space of the 18.67, but the driveway is 20 foot wide.
All right.
that's how the city has represented to you that the relief necessary is based on that measurement.
That's what it was represented to us when we went for the conditional, when we went for our conditional approval. They said we needed zoning relief for a 20-foot driveway. That's what we were told.
And sorry, I'm asking questions again. Do you have to go back in front of the board after you get this
No,
in front of planning? You don't.
no.
You just need this approval about the drive lane, so they're okay with the use and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I mean, I guess use falls under us, but all right.
It's permitted use.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw a bullet into anything. I mean, would you be opposed to, since that pole is there and that was not picked up, revising the variance request, the relief for that 18.67 as opposed to 20?
Yes, if the city finds that's the appropriate measurement, we would change our request to.
Yeah, if that's as the zoning officer looking at that, I would feel better about that. Yes.
3 feet
All right. So
or 6.33.
All right, so is the board all in favor of allowing the amendment of the application to be 18.67?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other closing comments?
Nothing further. We appreciate your consideration.
This time we'll go off the record.
Microphones are back.
All right, at this time, we'll go back on the record. If I can have a motion from a member of the board.
I make a motion to grant the dimensional variance with the conditions of a yield stop sign for oncoming traffic and for exiting traffic, that there's a sign, yield or stop sign deemed by the city.
Can we add with the oncoming traffic as the right of way?
Yeah,
And the oncoming, yes,
yeah,
that's
so let's
the
let's
other
be clear.
concern.
There will be a sign that faces the exterior that says that entering traffic has the right of way. On the inside, it'll say entering traffic has the right of way, but also a stop for the person who's leaving. That's what
Yeah,
you want, right?
when you're exiting the
Yeah.
stop,
So
yeah.
both sides know that the enterer has the right of way. The interior also has a stop because they don't have the right of way.
Cool.
Okay,
Right.
sure.
Perfect.
I will second that motion.
Mr. Schneck,
Yes.
Ms. Wiles Young,
Yes.
Ms. Joseph,
Yes.
Mr. Wolk.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Good to see you too. Nice to meet you. Yep. Thank you. Good luck.
I deserve the lawyer
Good
of the year
job.
award.
Thank you. Yes, please.
All right, the next appeal is 326 East Broad Street.
326 East Broad Street, appeal of Richard D. Bunganovich. For a, I apologize if incorrect. For a special exception to convert a non-conforming industrial use medical device manufacturing to a non-conforming residential use apartment in a front street level occupancy in the CL zoning district. Sections 1302.73, 1305.01, footnote 1, 1323.07, 1325.07, and all associated variances, special exceptions, and interpretations.
Thank you very much.
Can you confirm when the property was posted?
Property was posted on July 13th by Mr. Bogdanovich himself. I have the certification. Good approach. As well as just two exhibits. Mr. Bogdanovich is in the process of moving from this industrial use site. So the photos you see are disheveled and not a representation of how, actual business was conducted there. You wanted me to share that with you because they wouldn't be representative of the quality of work. Okay. Again, may it please the board, Attorney Santanasto for the applicant, Richard Bogdanovich, and I have two witnesses this evening. Seated to my right is Sean Burke. He is the property manager who has been representing the owner for about 15 years on this building and has some knowledge about the history of the building as well as the intent to convert one of the interior units from an industrial unit to a residential. And I know it sounds odd to say that there's an industrial unit within basically a single family house with three other residential units, but that's how the zoning ordinance categorizes what Mr. Bogdanovich does. We'll get into that through his testimony after Mr. Burke. Mr. Burke, you've been sworn in. Could you please let the board know your name and occupation?
My name is Sean Burke. I am a real estate broker.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Can you get to the microphone?
I apologize. My name is Sean. Everybody they say speak too loud, so that's unusual.
I like it.
My name is Sean Burke. I own Equinox managed by Equinox and Equinox Advantage Real Estate. I'm a real estate broker, property manager. I also do construction renovation on behalf of my clients and land development on behalf of my clients.
And Mr. Burke, Mr. Taylor, the zoning officer, has up a Google Maps image of a white building on the left and kind of a gray building on the right. The gray building on the right, is that the property you manage for the owner?
That is correct.
And that's 326 East Broad Street.
That is correct.
Could you tell the board generally about the building itself? It's a single-family building, how many units, et cetera?
So it's a single, slightly detached by Mr. Grubb's Plumbing next door. There's 4 units, 2 of them with an internal access. So the first floor unit, which is currently the dental lab, and the front second floor unit are accessed by a common hallway. The first floor rear apartment has a separate entrance that comes in off the back directly. And the second floor rear apartment comes up as external staircase to an entrance and a landing into the back unit. So there's 4 units inside the property. 3 of them have been residential forever. The 4th unit, being the first floor front unit, was an apartment at one time. The kitchen's still there, the bathroom's still there, and they converted it into the lab, and they started using the lab out of that apartment.
So we'll get into more detail on this, but what exactly is the lab?
The lab, they makes dentures and implants for dentists.
And has the lab always been in place since you've been managing the property for 15 years?
That is correct.
Okay. And now that the lab is moving out to a different location, the property owner seeks to convert that unit into a residential unit, correct?
That is correct.
And you had plans prepared that have been submitted, as well as permit applications submitted. All permit applications have been approved at this point?
That is correct. We submitted a building plan and a building permit as our initial application for it. In my experience, typically in the city of Bethlehem, that also gets a zoning review at that particular time. We went through that process. The city came back to us and asked for mechanical, plumbing, and electrical engineering plans to be submitted in process. We then engaged an engineer to do the designs of the mechanicals, which primarily were all existing already, submitted them through the city, who ended up at Key Codes. Key Codes reviewed, submitted everything back. And then at the end, we got the flag that there was a zoning issue that was raised in the process of converting this back to a residence. It's kind of a little bit, in my 25 years of doing this, a little backwards, as I explained to Mr. Taylor, because I was kind of frustrated why we spent $7,000 chasing our tail just to deny us. You could have denied us up front without spending the $7,000.
So, but now everything is in place in terms of the permits that are ready to be issued. The only thing we're waiting for is zoning approval.
That is correct. So at this point, all the building plans, electrical, plumbing, mechanical plans have all been approved by the city and the third-party reviewer, Key Codes. Then we got hung up on the zoning, which is why we're here seeking the variance at this point, versus doing the variance, or the, not the variance,
Special exception.
special exception, which we would have done first if that would have been proposed to us sooner.
So Mr. Taylor has up the plan that had been submitted with, for permits as well as before the zoning board. This is the final plan to convert the industrial unit to a residential unit.
That is correct.
And could you briefly walk the zoning board through what you'd like to do, or what the owner would like to do with that unit?
Okay. So if you take the plan to your or my left, I'm looking at it. It's the front unit. When you walk in, we have it set up so right now you walk in and turn right, which is very difficult to get furniture into a 90-degree off a hallway. We have the door being closed in, and you just walk straight back to have a doorway straight in, so you can move furniture in and out of the property. You'll end up in that configuration. We're moving the kitchen.
Mr. Burke, let me pause you for 1 second. So I believe the existing condition is on the right side where Mr. Taylor's cursor is, correct? And then the improved is on the left?
I hate to tell you, this is so small I can't even see.
So
No.
I'm seeing the doorway.
One's the electrical.
I was going to say one's electrical. I had to look at it. They're both the same. There is not an existing
Correct.
on here.
So where he had the cursor at that doorway,
Correct.
that doorway will be new, so it's easier to enter into the unit?
Correct.
Okay. The current doorway is to the right of that proposed doorway.
Correct.
But due to the difficulty of moving in and out, it's easier to just go straight ahead.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
And there's an appearance that there was a doorway where we're putting it back that was closed over at some point in the past. When you walk in, currently you'd be walking into what would be existing as the bedroom at the time with the bathroom directly behind it. To the right where it says living room is where the kitchen cabinets are still existing to this day. And then where it says bedroom would have been the living room. If that makes any sense to the configuration of it. We propose changing it to make it more flowing, kitchen, bathroom. You're not going through the bedroom to get to the bathroom any longer. You have your living area space open. It was just really the interior design was more to flow and design it to be more conducive to move in and move out of tenants.
Your company manages a significant amount of rentals in Bethlehem,
We have about 200 apartments in Bethlehem at the moment.
and you're familiar with this section of East Broad Street, the 300 block?
Yes, I have the adjoining property right next to it, 322 East Broad, under management as well.
And I had pre-marked as Exhibit 1, kind of a Google overhead map. And if you take a look at that map, you'll see a highlighted area, which is kind of what I would consider the neighborhood. Would you consider that the neighborhood around 326?
I would.
And there's a notation at the top, basically based on what Google Maps has identified as businesses in the area versus purely residential.
Correct.
And the ratio would appear to be something like 90% purely residential in that area of CL.
Correct. There's 51 dwelling units, 90% of them or 46 are residential and 5 of them mixed use commercial.
And we didn't get into this, but the CL district, as far as you know, is intended for some residential, but also some commercial retail uses, correct?
Correct.
And basically, the closer you get to Main Street on Broad Street, the more dense the retail and commercial uses are, correct?
That is correct.
And this would be, though, the eastern end, further away from the core of downtown.
Correct.
Therefore, there are more residential uses?
Correct.
Okay.
Even going east to the 200 block, we have buildings that are all residential, no commercial in them. 233, 139, I can go down the block.
So as part of the owner's duty and obligation this evening is basically to show that this can't be converted, reasonably converted, very important, to a permitted use. And when we look in the CL district, under the chart on Article 1305 for the CL district, I'm going to run through a few of these with you. And tell me in your experience whether you think it's reasonable to convert what's currently there into this proposed use. Would it be reasonable to convert it into a group home?
No.
Would it be reasonable to convert it into a live-work unit?
No.
An arena or auditorium?
No.
Auto bodies, excuse me, exhibition or trade show center?
No.
Bakery?
No.
Bed and breakfast?
No.
Bus, taxi, or passenger rail terminal?
No.
Catering custom for off-site consumption?
No.
Kitchen, I guess that would be.
Yep.
Communications antenna?
No.
I'm going to run just through these, and if there's any that's yes, let me know.
Okay.
Construction company or trade person's headquarters, craftsman's or artisan studio. Basically, any of the list of 1305B. I'm just going to put this in front of you to save a little bit of time here. I've highlighted the ones that are permitted.
Honestly, no. You got a couple challenges. This was a house at one point that they had put an addition on. So when I talk about the back half of the house where the external staircase going upstairs and the apartment access from the rear, that was an add-on to the original house in the front. So you don't have a storefront window. You don't even really have a place for any ample signage on the building. Even the dental lab signage that's there is very small, and he doesn't have any retail or consumer traffic in it, so it wasn't that big of a deal going forward. So if you're going to be in a consumer-driven environment, there's very little ability for signage at all combined on it.
Right. So it's unattractive to any retail or commercial use, basically, that would be compliant or conform with zoning.
Correct. And the size of the space also has limitations to it
Right.
for any real commercial use of size.
And there's no like commercial kitchen or anything else like that in there that would be
No, there's
helpful?
not.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay, I have no further questions from Mr. Burke at this time.
Questions from members of the board?
So where are the other living units in this building in relationship to this?
So-
What's, yeah,
As I said earlier, when you walk in the front door of the building, the first floor unit is served off a hallway. So if you imagine you open the door, you have a stairway to your left going straight upstairs to the second floor unit front. And then the first floor lab is right there where we're converting it or proposing to convert it to residential. To get to the rear units, you actually have to go around the building. So on the western side of the building, there is a concrete walkway that goes all the way down to the back. And on the back side of it, you have a set of external stairs that come up to a landing for the entrance to second floor rear unit. And then there's a stair and little stoop in the rear that would be the first floor rear unit. So that's how you would get access to all four of them. And through the permitting process, we had to go through and identify all that. You can see by the arrows, the paths out for fire safety to make sure we complied with the building standards and safety for combustible items.
so this unit that you're reconfiguring is about the same size of the other units? in
They
the-
really are about the same size. All of them are fairly small one-bedroom apartments.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the total square feet of the unit? It might be in front of my face, and I'm just not.
It's
looking.
in the bubble of
It's,
the.
it's in here somewhere. I just,
Left 1,000.
they gave me a small copy and I'm going to tell you, my eyes are not that good.
No, I think I see it here at the.
It's probably roughly 650 square feet. I think I see 1,346 as the total.
I think that's the whole building.
Yeah, I was just looking at what the other. I mean, I think you could make an argument that the personal services, tailoring, dressmaking, haircutting, travel agency, etc., would fit. But I don't know if I disagree that it's pretty hard fitting a microbrewery in there for sure, and some of the other
That's the whole floor.
other options there.
With that said, you have, it's a residential house. You look at the front of it, it's got windows like a residential house. You have no display window. You have no place to really even put signage there. You have a street tree that blocks most of the building from the view of the street. It would be an economic, I do commercial retail, and we have other spaces on Broad Street and throughout Bethlehem. That would be a hard space to rent. We have one on 3rd Street we've been trying to rent for 3 years now with a commercial storefront across from Perkins. It has limitations because of the parking and other things. Even though it's zoned commercial, we've been trying to rent it as commercial. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
And structurally, the change to make it the way this building's built, because it's a brick building with with vinyl siding on it, it's impossible to cut that out in the front.
Do you know if it ever was just residential prior to the?
It was an apartment at one time, because if you go in there right now, the existing kitchen was never taken out, and the existing bathroom with the shower is still sitting there. They just moved the lab in because it was able to be configured into space because it was a small lab.
So you have a space to try out the dentures before you send them off. That's a total joke.
I get it.
You identified 46 of 51 buildings in the vicinity are residential, not commercial. You said, do you know, are any of those multifamily and thus non-conforming also?
322, right next door.
Right next door. Okay. So right next door, same is the same non-conformity to which you are asking to become.
Correct.
I guess in your opinion, the parking use for the um, industrial use is this same or more than what a residential would be?
Correct. It would be higher. That's why that wasn't noted as a.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
All right.
Call my
Closing.
next witness.
Yep.
Where am I, Richard? This is Mr. Bogdanovich. Could you please state your name and occupation?
My name is Richard Bogdanovich. I'm a dental technician.
And I think that's really the core of the testimony here. I find it kind of fascinating. Why don't you tell the board what you do generally, then we'll get into some specifics.
Well, I think 45 years I've been there. I been constructing dentures for dentists. And at one time I did Crown and Bridge. I probably did everything there, even cast metal work there at one time. But for the past 2 or 3 years, I've been just doing dentures. Oh, maybe about 5 years, just doing dentures, not doing crowns anymore. So basically, it's manufacturing a denture. You pick up a case, bring it back to impression.
All right, slow down.
Excuse me.
We're getting into technical terms
Oh, I'm
right
sorry.
away.
I'm sorry. Go
So
ahead.
when you say
Continue.
pick up a case, what do you mean by pick up a case?
Well, the doctor will call you for a pickup, and then you'll have to go to their office, pick it up, and go back to the lab with it.
Okay, just pause there for a second. So the dentist, oral surgeon, whoever it is, they have a patient who is in need of dentures, and what do they do? Take a mold, take a imaging, or how do they?
Well, now they do imaging. It's the digital industry is really taking over. But anyway, now they take an impression with alginator or rubber base, and they
An alginator?
alginate is the material. It's a material dentists use to take an impression.
Okay, so the person bites on. Is it that kind
Well-
of waxy stuff sometimes? you put on the dentist?
No, that's what the dentist used to take the impression with a standard tray. Sends it to us. We pour it up with the model, with a stone model. We basically
Hold on. Yes, slow down. You've been doing this for 45. How many years?
about 45 years.
45 years. It's probably the first time the board is learning how dentures are actually made.
It's
So you get the impression, you get the mold, and then you create what?
we create. There's like 5 steps to a denture. We create the denture, and it's about 4 or 5 going back and forth to a dentist's office before the denture is made. If you do it right, some dentists, of course, like any professional, take shortcuts, but it depends on the dentist. And basically,
I don't mean to be rude or
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
it.
sorry.
I mean,
no, it's okay.
I don't know if the board is interested in it, but
I
I think
understand. Okay.
there's
No, no.
there's an industrial process
All right, so
in
that's-
which.
Got it.
Yes. Sorry.
All right, fair enough.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're
I'll
right.
Blasting it
I'll
When I
walk
lose a
you-
tooth, I'm coming to you. But for relevancy right now,
I can take a hit. I'm going to fly through the photographs as Exhibit 2 real quick. The photograph on your left, we've kind of already identified through Google Maps as that's the entryway to your unit, correct?
Correct.
For Apex Labs. And on the right on that first photo, that's the doorway?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no big neon sign or any retail thing. It's an industrial use because you don't advertise, you don't sell to people on the street, right?
No, we're not allowed to. No.
Okay. Second photo, we've got 4 electrical meters on the left-hand side, correct? That's at your property?
Yes.
And on the right-hand side, we have 4 gas meters.
Correct.
Okay. Next set of photos, we have a frame photo for Apex Dental Lab. Looks like an 8.5 by 11, whatever normal standard sheet of paper.
Yes, it's a
Your only signage.
Yes. Well, one time I did have a sign out front, a small one, but that was taken down because I started the process of just take. As you see, it's a mess there, right? And you see there because I started the process of moving stuff out.
I gave them fair warning, but I wanted to show them like it's an involved process.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
this is, one of your stations where you would create by filing, trimming, dremeling,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
the
There's
dentures,
no equipment there now. Yeah.
Okay. The next picture again, internal office type stuff, and on the right hand side we have the actual enamel. No, not enamel.
On the right side, those are drawers of teeth.
Right. What are the teeth made of?
They're made of acrylic.
Acrylic. Thank
And they
you.
come in different shades. That's what you have.
Different shades of teeth.
Yeah, the color of teeth. Some people have light colors.
Sure. On the next page, we have a certificate of registration, and that's because some of the materials you use there, you have to have this certification to receive them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that's from who? The Pennsylvania Department of Health.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then below that, we have a sink area, and again, just for manufacturing use.
That's true. There used to be a model trimmer there, and you trim the models. We basically what I do is grind acrylic and grind stone.
Right.
I mean,
Ground-
you know,
you ground acrylic and the ground
and we
stone
work
until it fit
and
the person's mouth.
and we work with wax, a Bunsen burner.
Okay. So same thing in the next set of photos, next page, right? That's just additional work areas.
Mhm.
There's some kind of vacuum
Yeah,
motor thing on the
yeah,
right-hand
yeah,
side there,
yeah,
some
right.
industrial equipment, so to speak.
Right.
Next one, we have I guess he never picked his up.
No.
That's just set there. And then we have little Dremel bits on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
with all the,
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
posts around that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Actually, the last one's a repeat, so I don't even have to talk about it. So,
it's, yeah. But it'll all be cleaned up, believe me, for the apartment. It'll be all cleaned up.
okay. All right. I have no further questions for Mr. Bogdanovich.
Any other questions?
No.
All right.
Closing
This is a classic special exception, moving from one non-conforming use to a less intensive non-conforming use. The requirements for that are in 1323.07. I think it's clear. He had testified to it, but he had employees at some point, and the traffic would be greater by having employees. The traffic demand and parking demand is greater in this industrial use than it would be for a single bedroom residential use. We talked about how the unit can't reasonably be changed to a permitted use, and that the change is less objectionable in external effects, such as the traffic generation, noise, smoke, dust. Saw a little bit of dust in those photos, vapors, gases, etc. Same thing with storage and waste disposal, and overall appearance will be neater. So we do believe that Mr. Bogdanovich meets the requirements of 1323.07, and we also believe that he meets the general obligations under 1325.07 for a special exception. I won't run through those with you. I believe that the testimony speaks for itself. Thank you for your consideration.
All right, this time we'll go off the record. Cool.
Okay, microphones are back.
There we go.
All right, this time we'll go back on the record. If I can have a motion from a member of the board.
I would like to make a motion to grant the special exception.
I'll second.
Mr. Schneck,
Yes.
Ms. Wiles Young,
Yes.
Ms. Joseph,
Yes.
Mr. Wolk.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
I don't know if that means retirement, but congratulations on a, I can tell you're very passionate about what you do. So it was cool.
Exactly.
Meeting's closed. So, yep.
I'd imagine the tenants
a
above
good
are
one.
not going to be unthrilled to not hear